Hey, good afternoon, evening, depending on where you're tuning in from. If you're watching the replay, go ahead and say hashtag replay. I'm not going to wait for the audience to build because I think this will be a pretty short live. Yes, I'm standing outside church. It's Wednesday, so we are getting ready to gather corporately. But I actually wanted to talk about something, church related, but let's talk about the church has left the building. I just have to testify real quick with something super exciting. Obviously, we are here in Dawsonville, Christ Fellowship Church, such a blessing to be here, and we see miracles, signs, and wonders every week. Every week the Lord shows up in massive and mighty ways. But what's really cool is the church has left the building. So on Saturday, wasn't even Sunday yet, on Saturday, we headed to a brand new park in Dawsonville to do an outreach. We were giving away free lunch. We were just connecting with the people, seeing if anybody needed ministered to, and seeing how we could pray for them, lay hands on them, whatever was going on. Obviously, watch the Lord show up, move, and just have his way. So anyways, every Sunday we have testimonies, okay? We have people who testify to what the Lord has done. And if you've followed me at all, you know that I personally have received a healing testimony, right? Physically, lots of emotional things that have been released and all the things. But this isn't about me. This is actually about a couple who testified, I think it was about 10 days ago. And they testified to her being so super sick during pregnancy. Like, I know there's morning sickness and I know there's nausea and I know there's vomiting. This was literally like she was in bed, couldn't move. It's called something. I don't remember what it's called. I'll get it and put it in the comments. But she literally couldn't even get up to bathe herself. Well, she ended up vomiting so much, she was tearing her esophagus from it, and she ended up actually losing the baby. So she had testified to that heartbreak and then how Jesus met her in the water and how he actually healed her emotionally from that heartache of losing that sweet baby boy, okay? So I'm chatting with her at the Dawsonville Park. We're both there. We're, ready to reach out to locals, super excited to connect with the people. And she's talking about how she actually suffered from that with every pregnancy. And immediately I heard the Lord tell me to call somebody who I know who's pregnant and is suffering from the same thing back in Washington State. So I picked up my phone and I called rapidly. Now, she didn't answer, but I texted her and I said, hey, I know you're super sick, but I have somebody here and I really believe that she can minister to you over the phone and take away the sickness of which you are dealing. Mind you, doctors have told her nothing can be done. This is just how her body responds to pregnancy. She's miserable. Now, I'm not going to say her name because I'm going to let her testify on her own time. When she's ready, she can shout it from the rooftops. But I just have to tell you a little bit something because it's amazing. So she ends up saying, okay, I'm in the bathroom. I'll give you a call in a minute. I said, no worries. She gets it, right? Of course, she's puking in the bathroom because that's all she does lately. So I get my sweet friend Natalie on the phone, chatting with my gal all the way back in the Pacific Northwest. And Natalie is just like ministering to her over the phone. The group of us are around just interceding while it's happening. And literally she casts out the spirit of infirmity. Because mind you, Natalie finally had revelation. Even though she lost her sweet baby boy, the Lord gave her revelation that that is not how pregnancy should be. That is not his will for her pregnancy. And he wanted to absolutely heal her from the heartache and then use her to minister and help others be set free from it. So she is casting out exactly what needed to leave so that this sweet gal on the phone would not have to suffer any longer. So she goes through it. A group of us are interceding in the park, right? And when she gets off, she hangs up. It was really quick. It was maybe 5-10 minutes, okay? It didn't take very long at all. She gets off, and immediately we get a message from the gal who she literally just delivered. And the gal said, you're not going to believe this, but for the first time, I actually feel like I can breathe. She said the nausea and the vomiting was so much and so heavy. It was like a person was sitting on my chest. But when she casted out the spirit of infirmity, it's almost like she coughed it up, okay? And she goes, I now have relief. I haven't had relief since I can remember. Then we continued to show her verses of how she could walk out her healing, right? Because you start to get in your brain and you think, oh, this is just kind of, a minute thing. It'll come back. But no, you stand on that healing. You stand on the word. You stand on the promises. And so the very next, it must have been yesterday, I literally get the longest message ever. And she is like, I cannot believe it. I don't even feel pregnant. I don't feel sick. I have been eating. I haven't vomited. Like, I literally have been eating everything. Mind you, she couldn't keep anything down. Nothing. She goes, I know I'm still pregnant, but I don't even feel like I'm pregnant. That is amazing. And Natalie looks at me in that park in Dawsonville, Georgia, and she says, we may have come here to minister to the locals. But Jesus loves your friend back in Washington State so much that he knew that us being here together at this local outreach would minister, right? Because it would trigger my mind to call her, minister to her, set her free so that she can then testify. And here's what I want to encourage you with, and then I'm going to end this thing. Testimony means do it again. Testimony. What is your testimony? You're literally giving the words and saying, do it again. Do it again, Lord. And it is your responsibility to tell it. Because as you speak those words out and as you tell it, your responsibility is to tell it so that somebody can grab hold of it and recognize that because he did it in your life, he can do it in theirs. And so I just had to get on, testify on this beautiful Wednesday, share a testimony and let you know that he has done it before. Whatever you're dealing with, whatever you're struggling with, he's got you, he sees you. His will is not that you suffer like that, but instead that you have somebody around you or you yourself know how to take authority over it, get it out, cast it out, be done with it, because he's done it once, he's done it twice, and he'll do it again just for you. Be blessed.